Just... That's all. I got a call at the very end of August saying, hey, do you want to film a coffee commercial? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I am gonna use a C70, Canon C70, with the Ninja 5 and the Rode NTG mic on top. Have a black Pro Mist filter on the front, and that's the starting setup for the day. So they just showed up, our actors outside, and we're about to go do it. All right, we're good, that's all.
Where you start your day shouldn't define if your coffee is high quality. Coffee shop hours don't need to hold you back.
Do you have to see a man on his knees just to keep your baby from leaving? Oh, what I gotta do to make you give a little love to me? Honey, you just blow my mind. Hey, girl, you get me every time. Now what I gotta do to make you give a little love to me? 'Cause I need it, I want it, so give me just a little of your loving. I need it, you got it, so give me just a little of your loving. If you want drink on it, I will jump on it. You wanna go fast, baby, no, I'll come running. I need it, you got it, so give me just a little of your, just a little of your loving. Just a little of your loving.
So if you're looking to stay stoked on your next adventure, make sure to pack a box of our 100% organic instant coffee sticks. We're Stoked Roasters, the official coffee of the outdoors.
For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jordyn Dunseath. I'm a solo, freelance filmmaker, cinematographer, videographer, whatever term you think is correct. So the client's goal and vision for this commercial was that you can go on any adventure you want with their instant coffee sticks. And so we came up with 3 different scenes: a peaceful camping scene, a intense, active mountain biking scene, and a fun, chill paddleboarding scene. And we correlated colors for each of those scenes to align with their brand colors. Now, a unique thing about this particular project is I actually showed up blind. And by that, I mean I knew nothing about the locations I was filming in. I showed up, and when I landed at that location was the first time that I saw it. But of course, after all the conversations with the clients, I knew what I was getting into, I just didn't know exactly what it would look like. Now, it's really important to show up to a shoot with clarity on what you're gonna do, but with absolute expectation that many things are gonna go wrong. These tripods lock up so hard. This is my struggle every single time. Are you ready? There we go. Finally.
I don't know if you're gonna get that one.
Even if it just hangs down. And if not, we can put a rock on it. It's starting to be big enough. We'll grab more. So we got the tent set up, but I knew that the goal for this very first scene was to film her drinking coffee looking at the sunrise. And I said, we're gonna miss it. The sun is rising. While the sun is still rising, why don't we get a shot of that first? And then we'll get this. And so I switched gears real fast, I moved the actor and said, we need to film our last shots first, and then we'll figure out the rest. I'm putting it around 5700 Kelvin to make that sunrise a bit oranger.
Hot water?
Yeah, just hot water. Yeah.
Opa!
Okay, can we cheat you a little bit? Yeah, a little less. Yeah, just like that. I know it's super hot, so try one where you blow on it, take a tiny little sip, and then you're just holding and looking out.
Okay.
Okay? when. I want to see one more thing because the water's over here. For the entirety of the sunrise, I got every shot that I thought that I would need. I got a multitude of wide shots, medium shots, close-up shots, detail shots, unique shots, creative shots. I tend to overshoot and I prefer that, to be honest. Yes, it leaves me more time in the editing room, but I'd much rather have way more footage to deal with than to come back to the editing room and be like, crap, I don't have the angle that I need. So in each location, I get wide shots, I get medium shots, I get close-ups, I get details, I get cutaway shots. I get all of those things so that I have a plethora to choose from when I'm putting the final edit together. It really makes it a lot easier. So after the sun had risen, we went back to the tent, and then a problem. And that problem being, it no longer looks like she's getting up before the sunrise, and so the continuity of the scene is broken. And the shot's really flat because that harsh sunlight is shining directly on that tent now. And so I was like, I'm not really liking this. But I knew that I had 2 hours to film that scene, and I already got the money shot, which was the sunrise. So I decided to play it safe, and we played out the scene a few times at that first location, and then I said, I think we need to go find a more shaded spot and try to pretend like she woke up while the sun was rising to go watch the sunrise, for continuity's sake. Facing this way, so in between those two trees right there. There you go.
Cool.
Left or opposite way of where you're going.
There.
Yeah.
There you go.
Jeez.
Yeah, we'll do that one more time.
All photographers say that.
We'll do that another time. Now the thing is, in the end, that continuity didn't really matter. The viewer probably won't ever be able to tell, and because I cut between each of the scenes from camping to mountain biking to paddleboarding, people weren't really picking up on the continuity, but I still think it's really important to shoot as if that were the case, especially if I had to make a commercial completely out of just the camping scene. I would hope that I shot it in a way that makes sense to real life. So that is what I attempted to do. I have some. Yeah. Yeah, my car should be open, which is dangerous. It's. I have a whole thing of water. Sorry, I was distracted by the fact that my car was open. If you want to shut the trunk for me at least, even though I'm yelling that out here.
You move, but I need more water.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna get the water starting to boil. And then we're gonna, you have multiple stoke sticks, right?
Oh, we got lots.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna rip the stick and pour it in.
Yep.
And then before you do any of the water pouring, we're gonna stop, okay? So to be honest, I don't really like storyboarding, and I don't like shot lists. I never have. In fact, I've done a lot of projects where I've had no storyboard and no shot list, and I just show up and I create. But for this project, because of the scope and that we needed to film it all in one day and we really had only one chance to do it, it was really necessary to have a shot list and a storyboard and a clear vision for this project. But with that, I would encourage you to not be so technical about your shot list and leave room for the creativity while on set, on location. And with that, there were many shots that I actually got that I didn't intentionally plan in my shot list. Such as when I said, okay, we're done, you can leave. We were walking back to the car and I'm like, actually, hold on. I want to get some shots of you walking, so we got the coffee cup back out, and I had just a few shots of her walking towards the car, but people would think that it was actually her walking towards the sunrise, right? And that shot actually ended up making it in the final video, so I'm glad I took the time to think creatively on the spot and get the shots that I wanted while I was there that were not on my shot list. See how it's so hazy right now? It's gonna be super blown out. So from there, the actor left and went to work, and I took that time to get drone footage and cutaway shots. The sun was up, it just wasn't an ideal sun position to film drone footage, and yet, I love happy little surprises, sounding like Bob Ross, because the shadows that the sun was producing through those trees was so gorgeous. I did not expect that. I did not expect those beautiful lines and that symmetry, and it was just really cool. So I was really happy with that shot, and that ended up being the first shot of the video. finishing up the camping scene, this is how I feel. I feel like I got a lot of good shots. I feel bummed at the inconsistency of light from sunrise to the beginning scenes of getting out of the tent and working with the jet boil. So I'm already concerned and trying to figure out how I'm going to put that edit together to make continuity flow, but it's not impossible, and I think I worked hard to try to make that a little possible. So that's where I'm at now. It's how I always feel before I go into the editing room. I always feel like crap. I didn't get anything I needed, but looking at my shot list, I got everything I needed. Alright, so immediately after the camping scene was the mountain biking scene. We drove down the mountain just like 2 minutes, and I met the other actor and we got going. Now, as a solo filmmaker, you have to wear a lot of hats. You're the director, the cinematographer, the timekeeper, lots of things, etc., etc., etc. And so, one thing that I know about myself personally is that I am really bad at directing an actor while I'm filming. Because while I'm filming, I'm so focused on my shot that I don't speak in complete sentences, and I don't think I make much sense. So it's really important for me to direct the actor before I start filming them. We're gonna do that all in one scene, but pour in the stick to the mug first before you pour in the water.
Okay.
A thing that's really important to me on a shoot is also authenticity. So when I direct my actors, I don't want them to seem super scripted. So I give them an overview of what they're gonna do, and then leave up for interpretation how they're gonna do that. And then I react to the movements that they make. And I think that produces the most natural, authentic footage, and that is really how I like to work. If the actor does something I don't like, that's when I will then specifically direct them to do something different. So easy when people just know what they're doing.
I think I'm Forrest Gumping my way through it. I wouldn't know what to do.
That was gonna be a funny video. That was a funny run.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling bummed that my camera's gonna die in 5 minutes. But I have another camera. This is the first time I've brought the C70 on a big client shoot. That's a new camera for me, and all the batteries for the C70 are in back order, so I don't have an extra battery for this camera. But before that happened, because I had my shot list and because I envisioned this video so much before I went out and shot it, I knew my important shots, and I knew the shots that I really wanted to get on my main camera, the C70. And so I focused on those first. Another thing is, as I said, you got to expect things to go wrong. 1, my battery died. 2, my GoPro just wouldn't turn on. And those are things that happen. That is the reality of shoots like this. And that's okay, you just roll with it, you go with it, you gotta be creative and reactive in the situation. And you're still gonna be able to produce a great end product.
Nice.
Even that. Okay, I need to check my shot list. Because I'm too excited about these shots that now I'm gonna miss the shots I need. We gotta do it one more time. Even though I almost like rolled my ankle like 3 times. That's hard to run blind.
I mean, you're doing more action sports than I am, right? Camera blindly down a trail with roots and rocks.
Well, and then turn the other way. Yeah, like there. Yeah, now, let's see.
For sure.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, very
Great
nice
acting.
to meet you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Nice
Greg.
to meet you as
Yeah,
well.
good job, yeah.
So at this point, it was finally lunchtime, and we got to take a break. I got to charge all my gear, charge that camera back up, and upload my footage. I feel so much better when I actually watch my footage. So I'm feeling a lot better about everything I'm doing because I just watched it all. The biking stuff just looks so good. But in the meantime, a storm was rolling in. So the idea for our last shoot, or our last scene, was the paddleboarding scene, and the goal was for a nice summer the lighthearted, sunny paddleboarding scene, and that was not looking very promising anymore. That's the view from that angle. There's sun over there. We're gonna fill up right here real quick. You're the swirl guy, okay?
Oh, that's the...
So you're not
okay.
stirring, you're swirling like
Okay.
this. Yeah.
Swirling.
So you pour it in, and then you'll probably grab your paddleboard right here and get it in your arm and start swirling.
Okay.
And we're gonna head down to the dock, and then we'll sit. As we were headed to the paddleboard scene, the client was definitely showing their nerves about the fact that it was storming and they wanted a sunny shoot. And they were asking me, so are we going to be able to make this work? And it's really important in that moment to put yourself in the client's shoes and think about what they're thinking. I know my client's probably thinking, we don't have more room for the budget to add another film day. They're probably thinking like, crap, the vision that we have for this video is not actually going to work out. Lots of other things like that. While I'm thinking, I'm going to do the best that I can. I can't control the weather, but I'm going to do my best to get the angles that I can to make it appear like a sunny day. But at the moment, it wasn't. And so, honestly, we prayed. We said, God, can you bring some sun for us, please? Because we really want this to happen. And he showed up, because I think that was one of the most beautiful sunsets I've ever seen. And the footage was beautiful and golden and perfect, and there were still clouds, and it started raining at the end, but it worked out, and that was a blessing. And that's a wrap on the day of filming. I ended at around 8 p.m. and had a 2-hour drive home, and then had to upload all my footage when I got home and put all my equipment away. So that was about a 19 to 20 hour shoot. Long day, pretty wild.
Yeah. Whoa. This looks like an episode of Outer Banks.
Look at that. Yeah, so
Oh, that's super
Nice.
cool. Well done, Jordyn.
thanks. Well done, God. And the crazy part is, however long this video is that you just watched, it's still just a tiny piece of the pie of what it takes to actually produce an entire commercial like this. I didn't share anything about my budget conversations, about how I edited this, how I color graded it, even things like how I feel on the shoot. Those are things that I want to share with you. If you're interested in a more in-depth breakdown of how I produced this commercial entirely by myself, or if you're interested in just connecting with me more personally, I have a link in my bio to sign up for my newsletter. That newsletter is a space to see who would be interested in connecting and learning from me more personally, and I'm really, really looking forward to building a community where I get to interact with you more intentionally, to teach you more intentionally. To be honest, I don't have anything officially to launch at this very moment, but I'm in the process and I'm really excited about it. And I would love to hear and see who's interested, so I would love for you to sign up for that newsletter. I know I've been absent for so long, but I'm really excited to build a community with you and to be intentional. And I hate this one-sided thing, so I want to meet you. I want to talk with you. So if you're interested in that, sign up below. And subscribe, because I'm definitely going to be making more videos. And I don't know, I guess that's all I have. So, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. I can't wait.